Our topic for today is Christian marriage, Q&A, what every couple should know. Biblical foundation of marriage. Questions that has to do with biblical foundation of marriage. What is God's original design for marriage? What is God's original design for marriage? Answer. A lifelong covenant between a man and a woman, reflecting Christ's relationship with the church. Genesis chapter 2 verse 24. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 to 32. Question number 2. Why is marriage considered a covenant, not just a contract? Why is marriage considered a covenant and not just a contract? The answer is a covenant is a sacred, unbreakable promise made before God, while a contract is conditional and man-made. Question number 3. What does the Bible say about the role of God in marriage? What does the Bible say about the role of God in marriage? Answer. God is the author of marriage and should be the center of the relationship. Ecclesiastes 4 verse 12. Question number 5. Is it biblical to date or marry someone who doesn't share your faith? Is it biblical to date or marry someone who doesn't share your faith? The answer is no. 2 Corinthians 6:14 warns against being unequally yoked with unbelievers. The next question is, how does Christian marriage reflect the gospel? How does a Christian marriage reflect the gospel? The answer is, the husband's sacrificial love represents Christ, and the wife's respect symbolizes the church's submission. Ephesians 5:22 to 33. Next, we're going to look at preparedness and readiness. Being prepared, preparedness and readiness. The first question is, how can I know I'm ready for marriage? How can I know that I'm ready for marriage? And the answer is by being spiritually mature, emotionally healthy, financially responsible, and led by God's timing. The next question is, should I marry if I struggle with sexual sin? Should I marry if I struggle with sexual sin? The answer is, it is important to pursue healing and accountability first. 1 Thessalonians 4:3 to 5. The next question is, should I look for a godly spouse? Should I look for a godly spouse? The answer is, someone who loves God, displays the fruit of the Spirit, and shares your values and vision. Galatians 5:22 to 23. And next question is it okay to wait for the one? Is it okay to wait for the one? The answer is, focusing on becoming the right person. Focus on becoming the right person rather than finding the perfect one. Trust God's timing. The next question is, can God call someone to lifelong singleness? Can God call someone to lifelong singleness? The answer is, in 1 Corinthians 7:7-8 speaks of singleness as a gift to some. Next, we're going to look at communication and unity. Communication and unity. The first question is, how important is communication in a Christian marriage? How important is communication in a Christian marriage? The answer is, it is vital. The foundation for trust and conflict resolution and intimacy. James chapter 1 verse 19. The next question is, should couples talk about finances before marriage? Should couples talk about finances before marriage? The answer is yes. Financial unity is critical. Amos 3 verse 3 reminds us to work together in agreement. The next question is it okay to have disagreements in marriage? Is it okay to have disagreements in marriage? The answer is yes, but they must be handled with grace and forgiveness. Colossians 3 verse 13. The next question is, how can we handle conflict biblically in marriage? How can we handle conflict biblically in marriage? And the answer is by speaking the truth in love and seeking peace. Ephesians 4:15, Matthew 18 verse 15. The next question is, how do you build spiritual intimacy in marriage? How do you build spiritual intimacy in marriage? The answer is through praying, studying the Bible together, and serving God as a team. And next, we're going to look at roles and responsibilities. Roles and responsibilities. The first question is, what is the role of a husband according to the scripture? What is the role of a husband according to the scripture? The answer is to lead with love, serve selflessly, and protect spiritually and emotionally. Ephesians 5:25-28. The next question is, what is the role of a wife according to the scripture? What is the role of a wife according to the scripture? To respect, support, and help her husband. Proverbs 31 and Ephesians 5:22-24. The next question is, should roles in marriage be based on culture or the Bible? Should roles in marriage be based on culture or the Bible? The answer is they should be based on biblical principles, not cultural trends. The next question is, can a woman be the spiritual leader if the husband isn't? Can the woman be the spiritual leader if the husband isn't? The answer is yes, but with humility, prayer, and encouraging his growth. 1 Peter 3:1-2. The next question is submission in marriage a sign of weakness? Is submission in marriage a sign of weakness? The answer is no. It's a sign it's a strength that reflects Christ's humility and obedience. Next, we're going to look at purity and boundaries. Purity and boundaries. The question is, how do we set godly boundaries in dating? And the answer is by committing to purity, accountability, and honoring God in all interactions. The next question is, what does God care about sexuality? Why does God care about our sexuality? The answer is because it's a gift meant for marriage, reflecting his holiness and purpose. 1 Corinthians 6:18-20. The next question is, can God forgive sexual sin before marriage? Absolutely. He offers full forgiveness and restoration. 1 John 1:9. How should Christian marriage view within a marriage? The next question is, how do you keep God at the center of marriage? We're looking at the topic being practical and spiritual guidance. Practical and spiritual guidance. And the first question is, how do you keep God at the center of your marriage? How do you keep God at the center of your marriage? The answer is through prayer, shared faith, church involvement, and daily surrender. And the next question is, should couples live together before marriage? And the answer is no. It compromises purity and God's design for marriage. 1 Thessalonians 4:3-5. The next question is, how can I pray for my future spouse? How can I pray for my future spouse? Pray for their walk with God, wisdom, purity, and for your future unity. The next question is, what is the role of forgiveness in marriage? What is the role of forgiveness in marriage? Forgiveness is essential. It reflects God's grace and prevents bitterness. Ephesians 4:32. The last question is, what does it mean to love unconditionally in marriage? What does it mean to love unconditionally in marriage? The answer is to choose your love spouse regardless of feelings or circumstance. To choose to love your spouse regardless of feelings and circumstances, just as Christ loved us. Remain blessed.